It is the things you do when you swear you can't do anything that makes your life what it is. If you are finding yourself the part of the cycle where you feel change is impossible, despair is creeping in, a personal cycle of bad habits, frizzled connections, burst dreams, or a broader, more universal, more cosmological cycle where pain and grief and suffering seem to be the first and only truth. Perhaps you will come with me into the garden. You are within this cycle, but you are also within others, close enough to take a single step. Find yourself now in a new season, one where you are drawing together resources of earth and water and sky, the hot friction of life's energy surging underfoot, and at any moment, you and this newer, kinder, clearer-eyed self will push through the topsoil and come into being. Maybe asleep to this growth because it is so incremental, so daily and invisible, until you look back at the time-lapsed footage of yourself struggling. You could never see it. You couldn't know that your exhaustion and your tears and your head aching with a weight unfairly settled on your tiny frame is a part of what will be. And the swirling, silken, rapturous petticoats that will adorn you when you blossom may seem a straitjacket swaddling and strangling you now. You may be terribly afraid, because how can the flower know her face until she opens and faces the sun? And it is so hard to let go of the hurt one is made comfortable, to choose the everything that comes after, the unknown joy, the unpredictable sorrow, the probable dashing of hearts on likely shards of stone and glass. You may believe you know the nature of the thing. It's so pronounced to the world. I'd rather not. But the time will come, is coming, as sure as the sun will rise, when you will decide with your own gentle mind that what you are afraid of can be faced. As writer Anais Nin put it so poignantly, the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk to blossom. Lately I have found myself so contorted, a weeping willow, tortured fingers twisting against just taking care of myself, or hearing the sunlit call to ask for what I need, or just to accept that I'm alive and experiencing life imperfectly, perfectly well. Do you know the sense of disconnection? A sometimes cruel and desiccated place. So frustrated with what is. So frustrated with ourselves. Frustrated that we won't do the work or be the person. But the garden can show us this. Bees and buds and butterflies. No matter the creativity you use to avoid it, you might just enjoy the breeze on your face, warm sun running down your leaves, your stem. The earth holding firm as your roots reach into the dark loam to feast on the water below. It's a guess, but you might like your life when you are authentically you. When you throw off the artifice us humans amuse and attack ourselves with, and accept that in this moment you should live a bit more simply. You can take an interest in your resources. Get aware of how you treat and punish yourself with them. rather than using and experiencing them with gratitude. You can counter shame with truth, honesty, sunlight. You can get outside today and move your legs. Find the greenness in the landscape, and reckon with the notion that you are not so very different from anything else you see. You are not this collection of triggers and hurts, and sins and stories. You are alive. You are a green and growing thing, no better and certainly no worse than any blade of grass autotrophically drawn to the nurturing warmth above. You are alive. You're not a machine created behind a screen to consume information about fires you cannot put out, places of the world you cannot get to in time. You are not here to rot in a small room lit by blue light without purpose. You are here to grow and feed bees who feed flowers and make beauty, make food and pass and rot, all with great purpose. Systems and cycles, minute and monumental. You are essential. Your life gives meaning to everything that came before it, and it endows meaning to everything that follows after. So it seems reasonable to get caught up in it all once in a while. But you might also treasure this short, brief experience you have of being, and let your shoulders fall away from your ears. Let breath into your body today. Today can be more than yesterday was. And give up the space, the weight, the story, and the habits. Thick protective hull trapped tight around you. You can step outside and move toward the light. Nature's rhythm, unforgiving, its eyes constant and unflinching, can steady us when we feel untethered. And change feels so erratic and demanding. We don't know why. We don't recognize our reasons for us doing what we do is rational, about real things. If you can't get outside and listen at your window overlooking the sea, listen for the night birds. Listen for the intermittent movement of rabbits in the garden, feasting on the butter lettuce, eating through the sprouts and shoots, the water-warped barrel, completely satisfied, every aspect of their being, for a good, long while. If you like this and would care to comment, like and subscribe, that would be great. I upload on Saturdays, so thank you and see you next week.